Alright, green stuff. I guess this would be more of an advanced aspect of things. Not required, but I personally like to use green stuff. I'm particularly pleased that they came out with the liquid green stuff in a little pot. It's not as thick as the other stuff. It still dries as quick. It's uh, much more, how should we say it, pliable to small, tiny crevices than the original green stuff. Um, Here's what I'm going to do. I cleaned all the glue lines, as you can see here, but I have a crack here. I don't like that. That's a sight that could be seen by people. And the tail here, you can see there's a split there. I don't like that. I'm going to fill that in with some green stuff. And then on the neck right here, you'll be able to see that, and I don't like that crack right there. The rest of the stuff I'm not worried about, like under here. You really won't be able to see that once it's mounted on the stand or base. All right, so what I've done, get a little pot of green stuff here, my trusty little toothpick. Now, I'm going to do my best to take this and work it into the crack. I want to get it in the crevices so that it fills in these crevices. As you can see there, they are now filled with green stuff. And back here on the tail. Again, this is not a required option. I just like it because I don't like cracks showing up where they join together. To me, it just kind of ruins the way the miniature looks. It's a personal preference, I guess. It's not a necessity. It nicely works into each one of those cracks and crevices. There's a little spot here too, I think. You can also use this and form it into other shapes and not just use it to fill cracks, but for me right now, I am just using it to form it into the, or fill in the cracks. So we're not trying to make any shapes here. Let's clean off the excess. Now this had a chance to dry a little bit. Got a little bit of crack there. And you'll see now that the crack is nicely filled. When you paint over that, it should now be basically almost invisible. Invisible? I don't know why I said invisible. Invisible. If you still see a little bit of a line after you put your first base coat on, you can always go back and add a little more green stuff to the crack or crevice to get a smoother transition. think, however, this one here is going to need a little more. There we go. There's some basic crack filling. I'm not going to fill this here because you really won't be able to see that once it's mounted to the stand. If you look at this particular one, you can see it's underneath it there, and you really can't see that show. It's just not visible.